It's not always easy finding enemy ships to kill in Starfield unless you want to shoot up some civilians and get into trouble. And of course, you have to kill a whole bunch of enemy ships to be able to level up several of the skills in the tech tree. So let me show you what I mean by that. If we just go over here to the game itself, looking at the tech tree itself here, for instance, piloting, which I've already completed, actually requires you to kill a whole bunch of ships to actually level up all the way. And this will definitely be an important one for you to do because, of course, you want to be able to eventually have class B and C ships. But also in the case of like your energy weapon systems, for these ones, you actually have to be shooting enemy ships with energy weapons. And there's just a whole bunch of other ones, targeting control systems, any of the ones which basically have anything to do with weapons or pretty much anything to do with, you know, different systems inside the tech tree will oftentimes require you to, at least in 1 or 2 or 3 of their steps, to actually blow some enemy ships up. So luckily there is an easy way for us to do this repeatedly and actually get credit for it. And for that, what we need to do is we need to go, and this is of course on Jameson, you need to be in this main city. This is of course the first city that you get to, which is New Atlantis, and more specifically you want to be going to the mass district over here. Now it's entirely possible that you've already you know, if you've played the game for a bit, you've already started this quest with the UC, but this is one of the factions in the game that you can essentially, you know, play with and eventually level up all the way and unlock a whole bunch of stuff. They're kind of like the cops of the system, right? Now, the Vanguard, if you want to join them, and this is who I'm talking about, by the way, you need to speak to this guy here, John Twala, right? Now, I've already done this quest chain, but once you speak to him, you can basically just follow the steps here, mention that you'd like to join and that you'd like to be part of this. And then what's going to happen is they're going to start you off on a couple of missions, and eventually you're going to be able to take this lift down, I think 1 or 2 missions into it, and you'll be able to go through this orientation hall area here, and then eventually you will end up in the pilot simulator, which is the last step that you need to finish if you want to actually be part of the Vanguard. Now I've already done this, so I'm able to just go directly back to the simulator. So even if you've already progressed past the joining part, you can still come back and benefit from this. But you can simply go to the simulator itself. Now, the very first time that you do this, the idea is that you defeat a whole bunch of ships, wave after wave after wave, and then seeing how high you can score. And that actually determines the amount of money that you are given at the beginning when you join the Vanguard. However, now that we've already done that, I'm already in the Vanguard, everything, I can still use the simulator, and I can simply come back to the simulator here. Now, something weird does happen though. The first time you try to access it, it kind of like does this weird thing, like it wants to load it, but then it doesn't. But then it kind of, you know, pulls the Samuelson, the exam guy closer, and now if I hit it now, I'll actually go into the simulator and I'll be able to use it. Now you're able to repeat this simulator over and over and over, and at any time when you want to stop, you can get up and leave. Now, if you recall just now, I showed you that I was busy trying to level up my ballistic and energy systems, and both of them were on 0. So just to show you how it actually tracks progress is I can of course get into the pilot seat. This starts the same way every time you get in. You also get the same ship every time, and then we're basically starting an orbit, and then in time more and more pirates will sort of jump in on you and start attacking you. I think it's waves of 1 and then 2 and then 3, and then I think it starts at 1 again and then goes 3 and 5 or something like that. Neither, you know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't, you know, this doesn't determine anything. You just basically kill these things for however many you need them. So like for instance, for this one now, I'm just gonna blow this dude up. This ship that you are playing with has ballistic and energy systems, so there you can see I'm already dealing the damage. You can see me getting the progress already on the mission there. And there you go, I've already got 500 out of 1,000. So this is for anything that you, for instance, need to be killing ships. You need to be using targeting system to kill ships. You need to be killing ships with missiles. You need to be killing ships with energy, ballistic, anything like that. You can just farm them out here, and this is repeatable. And as soon as you have all of the progress that you need, by the way, you can also save inside of this simulation, which is fantastic. As soon as you have all the progress that you need, you can simply back out of it anytime. So let me just blow this guy away. Let me get my 1,000 energy weapon system damage. And then even if you are in the midst of combat, you can simply at any time just go boop, exit, stand up, the simulation will quit, and you can go out. Now, the reason why you might want to do this is, let's say for example you actually have hit the threshold to level up. Of course you need to go out of the simulation to be able to level up. You'll see I can't. I'm pressing P right now to access my skills. I cannot. So you can also restart the simulation over here. However, as soon as you exit out of here, then you'll be able to access your skill points and everything again, and you can level up, and then you can keep going. And then basically you can spend about an hour or two doing this, and you can essentially just farm out everything that you need. Obviously, make sure you have a couple of skill points banked up so you can level up actually as you complete each one of the tiers. But that's going to be it, and you'll be able to finish these easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. Keep an eye on the channel for more Starfield content, as well as a whole bunch of other games I'm copying. But other than that, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Till next video, fucking cheers.